Brad.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Orioles are back in the postseason.
Yes.
They're back in, and not only, of course, they actually, for those that don't know, and if you followed it, the Orioles clinched the postseason berth with the Texas Rangers loss.
Yes. Both the Rays and the Orioles did.
Right. But the thing was, if I'm not mistaken, the Orioles were already to be in after that loss. Technically, we already knew it's technicality, but the way the Orioles did it, right? A comeback win in extra innings, and the celebration was on inside Camden Yards.
Yeah, here, take a look at this video real quick on the actual walk-off, and there is some epic footage of Mike Elias taking a bong rip. So hold on 1 second. Let's take a look at this roll.
Mullins into center field. It should do it. Margot going back. It does not matter. Adley Rutschman will score. And the Orioles, who clinched a postseason berth just a few minutes ago, seal their fate with a walk-off win. A clincher, a walk-off. Control of the American League East. Now that's not bad for a Sunday.
You know, that was a pretty awesome moment. What's the 6th time that the Orioles have made the playoffs, the postseason?
In the last 40 years.
In the last 40 years. So enjoy it, O's fans. Enjoy it. Congrats to the ball club in general. And then you have, I just wanted to show this as well. Mike Elias just getting in on the Homer hose, whatever they want to call it, dong bong. There's just an epic moment. It's so cool. I can only imagine, and I tweeted this out to you earlier. I was like, I can only imagine what clinching the division or first playoff win or series win in the postseason is gonna look like.
Yeah, what the hell's
if that's the celebration of just making the playoffs? Like, what are we in store for next?
Yeah, what the hell's gonna happen if the Orioles win the World Series? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, this is right there. A lot of things. One, these are the moments if you're a player, an executive, this is what you build towards. So you're seeing the celebration because you put so much time and effort and sacrifice. And everyone that's growing up that wants to be a Major League Baseball player, don't lie to yourself and say you haven't thought about hitting a walk-off grand slam in the World Series to win it. Yeah, not everyone's going to do that. Most players aren't going to get to this position. But when you grow up, you want to be able to go to the playoffs. You want to be able to celebrate moments. And this is a great moment for a lot of those guys, especially for a lot of the veteran players that have been through the organization where the down years, the team sucked. You're trying to grind and to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And here we are. So guys like Austin Hayes, Cedric Mullins, even though Ryan Mountcastle debuted in 2020, he's been in the organization for a while. Anthony Santander. I mean, the list goes on and on. Just an awesome moment, to say the least. It gives me goosebumps because that's something that everyone hopes to achieve if you play professional baseball.
Yeah, and what I thought was cool too, some of the footage was of like the media, like Kevin Brown was in on that as well. Yeah. And our very own Rocco DeSangro was also in on that party too. So that was pretty cool to see as well. But yeah, man, just a cool moment for the Orioles. They start their series against the Astros today. So I'll maybe give them a little pass if they lose the game today.
Hey, sometimes you play better hungover.
Personal experience, right?
Hey, I will say this. You will do anything to get out of a slump. And also, you're going to celebrate. And that's not going to stop you. These are pros. They'll go out there. Yeah, the Astros are on deck. But, hey, I want to just touch on this Rays series for a second because you could feel the tension in the air in Baltimore when the Orioles dropped the first two.
Yeah.
But, hey, hasn't the MO for the team been they're going to keep bouncing back?
Right.
And the world's not ending. And the thing that a lot of common comments were, this team was too young, this moment's too big. And I think the reality of it is the Rays are a really good team. The Orioles are a really good team. And actually this series, if you want to go back and dissect everything that happened, it was absolutely a heavyweight bout.
Oh, God.
The first game of the series, back and forth, Rays take it. Second one, the Rays punch the Orioles in the mouth. Then what happens? The Orioles punch right back. And then you have this back and forth game in game 4. Neither team's backing down, and the Orioles squeeze it out. It really was an extremely entertaining series, and you can see why both are the top in the American League right now.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the more entertaining moments, too, was just seeing Fuji go nuts. I mean, look at that face.
How do you not like this guy? Honestly, how can you not like this guy? And you're not telling me he's not enjoying himself in Berlin right now?
Oh my God.
You
yeah.
kidding me? And for this is also great for so many reasons. One, he feels like he's comfortable here.
Yeah.
And I can't discredit or I can't emphasize that enough. Being in a place where you feel that you belong, that you're comfortable, that you like the environment, that looks like a guy for me that I know he has the ties to Japan and being on the West Coast if he stays in America. But that looks like a guy that loves being in Baltimore and is embracing what this culture is. And I want to see that dude be here because I think he's going to be an absolute stud and he already is, but he's going to, we haven't seen the best of Fujinami in a Baltimore Orioles uniform.
I agree. It's a ton of fun to watch. And you know, we've been pumped on Fuji ever since he got traded here. And so it's just good to see that he finally figured it out. Cause you know, in the beginning there was, you know, a little bit of cause for concern, not that we weren't confident in Fuji, but you know, just that he had that big game that he kind of fell apart on the Blue Jays and then fully admitted that he wasn't comfortable. So obviously it's good to see that now he is. And so, you know, I'm just excited to see him in the postseason, bro.
I am too. I mean, I'm excited for this whole team, but hey, the job's not done. This is just the first step, the first process. But what we do know now is that the Orioles have the tiebreaker over the Rays and that you have a 2-game lead with 2 weeks to go.
Yep.
Now, if you continue, which what I've said the whole time, motto, I think you know my motto now. I'm going to quiz you, Brad. What is it?
Don't get swept and don't get swept.
Hey, you're close enough. We're going to reverse it. Rocco, you have no pass when he listens to this.
Rock, yeah.
Win the series, and if you can't win it, don't get swept. The Orioles have done it the entire season.
Yep.
And here you are. You continue that now. You are going to be the American League East champs. It's going to run through Baltimore, even though the Orioles have proven they're just as good, if not of a better team on the road.
Yeah.
But it's just going to bode well. But here it is. Everything's in front of you. This Astros series is going to be tough. And I still think Houston's the team to beat till they're not. But you got to be happy in Birdland and ecstatic for that group because there's really nothing like playoff baseball in Baltimore. And we are this close to seeing that in action.
Yeah, I don't think America knows how much of a baseball town Baltimore actually is. Because, I mean, you come to visit Baltimore, people are baseball people here. It's just that, you know, the Orioles haven't been doing well for 2 generations, essentially. And so, like, it's been hard to really get excited. But, I mean, when Buck was here and the Orioles made that run, I mean, this town was electric.
Oh, yeah, go watch that Delman Young double down the line.
People still reminisce about that. And they compared yesterday's game to that. So, like, wait till the postseason gets here, guys. For those of you who might be watching that don't live in the Baltimore area, it's going to get bananas here in the city for sure.
Hey, let's answer this question real quickly. So how many wins would they need for you to feel comfortable with them winning the division? Well, they're 2 games up. I'll put it this way. Let's go by series real quickly. I think that gives a better indication for me. Don't get swept. I think getting swept is the worst case scenario in any situation because if the Rays get hot for one series, that's where you can see everything flip, right?
Right.
So don't give them that opportunity. Personally, for me, if we're looking at down the stretch right now, the Orioles are at 93 wins. I honestly think that leaves us now, my math's off. It's 149 games they're through, so they have 13 left if I'm doing my math right.
Yes.
So they have 13 games left. I think 8-5 no doubt gets it, in my opinion. I still think 7-6 could do the trick because the only reason I'm saying this is the Orioles do have a lighter schedule. The Rays still have to play the Blue Jays 6 more times.
Oh, wow.
They still have to play the Blue Jays 6 more times, and that to me is going to tell a lot. And Toronto has a lot to play for. Not that the Orioles don't have teams that have stuff, you know, things on the line, but if you look at that, they play the Astros and they play a struggling Guardians team. You need to try to take care of the Guardians. Right. Then you get the Nationals and the Red Sox at home that are the Orioles have played really well against the Red Sox.
Yep.
So you like your odds. So that's where I think right now, Orioles staying above 500, I think it gets the job done. Unless Tampa goes on this huge run, I think 100 to 101 wins is going to get Baltimore that AL East title.
Yeah.